Well, hey there, folks. It's Chad. It's Danny. It's Bronco Planet.
Woo!
Your 13-3 Denver Broncos, Chad.
And the number one seed. Are you freaking kidding me? Hey, man, a lot of things had to line up, Danny, my friend. We sat there, pins and needles. A big emotional win from those Colts. How about Andrew Luck, man? What a great quarterback. That kid is already in the next decade. Who knows? You called it right. I know you've been following him since Stanford. But our Denver Broncos, the hottest team in the NFL, 11 straight games. Peyton Manning, again, 304 yards, setting all kinds of Bronco records for completions, most yards, touchdowns. Just another day in the sun for Peyton Manning, but hey, we got a lot to be excited about.
You know something, Chad? You know, we sat here last week and we talked about wishful thinking, you know, wanting an Indianapolis win over Houston, and Indy doesn't have anything to play for. Chuck Logano comes back, and I'm saying, yeah, there is something, you know, these guys are going to be pumped up, and they jump out to 7-0, and I'm thinking, all right, yeah, this is doable, and then all of a sudden, you know, it just kept piling up. You folks, you got to excuse my voice. I've been screaming my head off all day. There's nothing left here. It has just been such a prolific day, Shad. I mean, records almost being broken. Number one seeds falling to number 3. You know, Chicago went from, you know, winning the game and having a hope and a prayer to Minnesota beating a very, very good Green Bay Packer team. So they're now out. Seattle, who's just been killing everybody, barely getting by the St. Louis Rams today. Holy cow, what a great day for football. Yeah,
it is a great day for football, but even more so why we're here, a great day for the Denver Broncos.
Should give them notice, huh?
Yes, yes. Hey, Von Miller finishes with 18.5 sacks for the season. Great team effort. You want to talk about 38-3. They keep Jamal Charles under 60 yards rushing. Brady Quinn under 50 yards passing.
I feel bad for Brady.
And I mean, he's a good kid, but you're no Peyton Manning, man, and that's why you go get an MVP like that, and that's why John Elway, who did it for us back in the day, comes back. Pat Bowlen, remember when we were screaming, you got to change something, do something, Pat. A couple years ago, next thing we see Pat Bowlen having a little dinner with John Elway at his restaurant. The press is outside. We're like, is it true? Can you bring Big John back? And sure enough, we've got a Super Bowl caliber team just like that. That's the kind of credibility John Elway brings to this organization.
Well, you talk about a caliber of our team. We've got 5 All-Pros this year for the Denver Broncos. Should have been 6 or 7. Demarius, let's call it what it is, just getting outright screwed.
Yes, for sure. I mean, and the people that got it, the wide receivers are top-notch receivers, but the fact that he's out and you got to pick a fullback, I mean, come on, NFL, you got to keep up with the times. Not many fullbacks out there deserve to be, all-pro when you turn your back on someone like Demarius Thomas. And Wesley Woodyard had an incredible year. Only person in the NFL with over 100 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 3 interceptions. I mean, this guy,
1 for a touchdown.
is the real deal. So, that happens. But you know what?
It's all for naught.
Yes.
You know, and John Fox will sit there and tell you they're not real interested about going to Honolulu. They're more interested in going to New Orleans. And baby, that's kind of where the old compass is pointing right now, Shad.
For sure.
You know, we talked last week about teams peaking at the right times. Today was I got that warm fuzzy a little bit more from Denver simply because this was a complete game.
Yeah, well, and what I really like about it is there was a lot of talk when Peyton Manning came here. Could the young receivers step up? Could they be the Marvin Harrison and the Reggie Wayne? Same numbers, ironically enough. And lo and behold, today, we should have done the show one-handed today because that's all our receivers did today is make one-handed catches left and right. And so, they have stepped up. 2,000-yard receivers.
Courtesy clap for that, too, man.
First time since, 2004, something like that. So, awesome job, Demarius Thomas, Eric Decker, stepping up. I love seeing Decker jump into the crowd. And then, Virgil Green gets some action. Everybody.
Lance Ball, leading rusher. What?
I know, breaks it down the middle.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a very deep team. We've got a lot of good people, top 5 defense, top 5 offense. We've been saying it for 5-6 weeks. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. Did we play professional football? Absolutely not. No. But we've been watching these Broncos for 40 years. We know what a Super Bowl caliber team looks like. They can win this thing, Danny. They're the #1 seed for a reason. They got the longest winning streak in the NFL. It is freaking time to go to the Super Bowl.
Here's a little fun fact. A little fun fact for you folks out there that believe in fate, destiny,
Yes.
those types of things. The Broncos obviously winning 11 straight, also winning out in the AFC, 6-0. The last time that the Broncos won out in the AFC was 1998, the last year that they
went to the Super Bowl. Absolutely. And look at the 3 of the 4 teams that we have a chance of playing. We've beaten 2 of them with the Bengals, and we've beaten the Ravens. So beat them pretty badly recently. And so, you know what?
And now they get to come to the thin air of Denver, and I think that's going to be the difference maker, Shad.
And it could be cold as heck, and I'm glad to see Peyton Manning throwing with that glove. But the stars are aligning, and when the stars are aligning for the Denver Broncos,
that means only one thing.
You know it. Prize monkey.
Prize monkey, that monkey's funky.
Say what?
Prize monkey, that monkey's funky.
Guys, up this week, obviously something that's been talked about for quite a bit. An NFL Denver Bronco Peyton Manning jersey. All of the away jersey, which is fine, but we certainly covered this thing, and we have a big winner this week, Shad.
Yes, hey, Richard Simpson.
Richard
Simpson. Now, we've known Rich has been following us for a while, former Chicago Bears fan. I know he likes
He's a convert.
He's come over. Sure. And he gets season tickets. He goes to a lot of Broncos game. Richard, congratulations.
Courtesy clap for you, my friend.
Way to go. Compliments of Monica Sunshine and the Prize Monkey, but that's what happens, people. All you had to do is wish the folks there at Bronco Planet a Merry Christmas. Richard, appreciate all that you're doing, supporting those Broncos, and welcome. We welcome everybody. Come on over.
Yep,
Come join the winning team. Jay Cutler, forget about it.
Yep. So, Shad, moving forward, here's one thing that I don't like. No Broncos football next week.
I know what to do, We will have a show next week. We'll see how things unfold. We'll see who the Broncos are going to play. But yeah, I mean, I think the Broncos can get healthy. Boy, do we need Chris Cooper back in time for the playoffs. Everybody gets healthy.
I think you bring up a good point with Chris Cooper. Manny Ramirez, we have been hard on Manny all year long, have we not?
And rightfully so.
And rightfully so. Past couple of weeks, pretty good job for Manny Ramirez. You know, you don't see Peyton Manning picking himself off the turf. Yep. And I love that about Peyton too, by the way. But I think just as a whole, the offensive line doing a pretty darn good job. Sorry to step on your toes there, but you know, it was just one of those. We've been pretty hard on Manny, so just wanted to give him a little love.
Well, the good news about the Broncos progressing in the playoffs, and especially start winning, guys like Zane Beadles, guys like Orlando Franklin are going to start to get some talk about them potentially being All-Pro too. Zane Beadles had an outstanding year. J.D. Walton had a great year before he got hurt, and boy, has Dan Copen stepped up. So, I mean, a lot of things.
In Orlando.
Yeah.
My God. He's a second-year guy. He's killing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think pretty solid there. I think you think about the nucleus of this team, and it's not going anywhere soon. And, I mean, how did it happen? It happened because Pat Bolin got the phone call.
Big John 2 short years ago, we were sitting here pissing about the Denver Broncos and all the things that were bad and ugly and poisoned about the whole outfit, and it's just been such a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
Who would have thunk 13-3? You just say 13-3. It just flows off the tongue, Shad, like a fine wine.
That's right, a fine wine indeed. Yep. And so, you know what? Great things are happening. The Broncos have worked hard. Jack Del Rio could not get enough credit for what he's done with this defense. You got all pros all over the place. You got everybody stepping up. It doesn't matter who gets hurt every game. You know someone's going to come in. We're not going to, fall back. And 11-game winning streak. This is the NFL where some darn good teams have lost. And we have won 11 in a row now.
Absolutely.
And rolling for playoffs.
Right. I'd be remiss not to mention, the coaching carousel starts tonight.
Yes.
There's already been rumblings about Andy Reid already been gone.
Gone.
Those types of things.
Norv Turner, gone.
Yep,
Our buddy in Kansas City, gone.
Probably so. But, when you start talking about that, then you have to look in your own organization with a Jack Del Rio and a Mike McCoy. Do they stay? Do they go?
Well, here's the deal. We need Jack Del Rio for Pete's sake. Those poor Bronco defenders have switched around with a defense. I mean, they swap them out like we do on socks. I mean, it's crazy. Mike McCoy, I got to give I've been really rough on Mike McCoy in the past. I thought that he held the Broncos back. But when you look at what the clown Rex Ryan did with Tim Tebow this year, once again, bets on Sanchez today, less than 50% of his passes complete, chokes it again. you have more respect for McCoy after looking at what he did last year and then working with Peyton Manning together this year. You know, I hope we don't lose anybody, to be honest with you. I could live with McCoy going. I would hate it because we have an offensive coordinator number 18.
Right.
But we cannot afford to lose Jack Del Rio. I don't care if you got to pay him $10 million. Keep Jack Del Rio here. Exactly. He'll have his day in the sun. I mean, I think if you're a coach, you're thinking, hey, I've got a team that could win Super Bowls for the next 2 or 3 years.
Right.
The core of this team is very solid. So hopefully, if you're, it's all about winning Super Bowls.
Right.
Hopefully they hang around.
Well, and we talked about it just last week. There are some guys out there that are better coordinators than they are head coaches. Hopefully Jack Del Rio buys into that. You know?
You'll be a good head coach later.
Look into my eyes, Jack. You need to stay him. So with that being said, Happy New Year to all you folks out there.